How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the leaked audio and video from the Zoom call meeting between Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and quote unquote civil rights leaders. Now, I'm not really sure who anointed these people as civil rights leaders. I think the only reason why they're put into that category is because they're black and they're involved with liberal democratic politics. If they were a group of black folks involved with conservative Republican politics, then they would not be seen as civil rights leaders. But that's a different story, and I digress. The whole point is that the audio leaked. I think we're not supposed to be seeing it, but we do. And in that audio, he was speaking really greasy to these people. I'm talking about disrespectful, condescending, almost like finger pointing. It was like, if you ever see a dad talk to their 7-year-old son when they come home from school with bad grades or they got suspended or they misbehaved in class, that's the kind of way that Joe Biden was speaking to these grown adult men and women. But before we go any further, let's roll the clip. In this clip, you're going to see what I was talking about and also the substance of what was being said there. After we get done watching that, I'll talk about what they said. Then I'll give you my 2 cents, my deep detail analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
And so there's some things that I'm going to be able to do by executive order. I'm not going to hesitate to do it. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do what used to, Benita, you probably used to get angry with me during the debates when you'd have some of the people you were supporting say, on day one, I'm going to executive order to do this. Not within the constitutional authority. I am not going to violate the Constitution. Executive authority that my progressive friends talk about is way beyond the bounds. One of the things I'd be concerned about, just as was pointed out to me that you wanted me to be concerned, Derek, I think it was you said it, about, dealing with Vilsack as in terms of agriculture. Well, first of all, you can learn more about Vilsack's record, but my point is this. I don't think we should make that a big issue going into before January 5th when the election takes place down in Georgia. How much do we push between now and January 5th? We need those 2 seats about police reform, but I guarantee you there will be a full-blown commission. I guarantee you it's a major, major, major element.
Saying the black community have stood up in this election cycle. Let's not suffocate the black vote in Georgia and make sure we send the right message, because the success of this administration will be the ability of the Senate to confirm your nominees. We have an opportunity here, and we want to make sure we seize upon this opportunity and allowing for the input necessary. 10 more appointments to go. A lot of people in our community are getting a little anxious because they are not seeing enough of the progress they thought they would have seen at this point. Let's not disappoint them, and let's not get to a place where voters in Georgia begin to second guess.
Okay, let me respond. I've got to go. Let me respond. There's a lot to respond to here. Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay, number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it. I mean what I say when I say it. I'm the only person who's ever run on 3 platforms that I was told could not possibly win the election, and I never ceased from it. One was on restoring the soul of this country because of what I saw happen in Charlottesville. That was it. No one else was talking about it. The words of presidents matter. Nobody else, no progressive, was talking about it. I did.
All right, so you heard that, you saw that. Now, wow, that was really crazy. Imagine, just for a moment, before I even get into the substance of what was being said, imagine if that were Trump speaking to a group of people like myself that way, or even some liberal Democrats that way in private on a meeting. And, you know, the craziest part is that they were coming there for a common purpose. We're all progressive, liberal Democrats. We want to push for progressive policies. We want to get beyond Trump. We're all here for that reason, right? And this is how we get treated. We're talked to like we're nothing. And then nobody that was on the Zoom call spoke up for themselves, said, hey, wait a minute, let's not do that. Everybody just took that tongue lash, and it was really embarrassing to see them get treated like that and then not even respond to it. You know, he's like, oh, no, but not, it's a constitution. He was like loud for no reason. All right. We're having a meeting. There's no need to get loud and disrespectful and, really your tone is just way beyond what is necessary to have. And like I said, if that were Trump doing anything like that to a group of black Democrats that were against him, he'd be considered a racist, Klan member, neo-Nazi, white supremacist, all of that. As a matter of fact, Trump has conservatives come to the White House, liberals come to the White House, whoever wants to come there and try to get something done. And he's always respectful, always give them the floor. When he's on private calls, he's not going to disrespect those that are on the call with him. He's going to give him encouragement. I've never heard anything like that come from Trump, from no private meeting or anything of this sort. Now, it may get kind of testy with the media, but that's understandable when they're attacking you. See, the people that were there with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris weren't even attacking them. They were on the same page. Now, there may be a disagreement about how you go forward with certain policies, but they're on the same page with what the end result is going to be. When you're talking about the mainstream media and Donald Trump, there is no same page. They're on opposite ends of the spectrum. They want to see the world go a different direction. They have diverging paths, not converging paths like Joe Biden and the liberal Democrat black folks did. Okay, so that was really crazy to see that happen. Trump would never, ever get away with doing something like that, but the media aren't really covering this too much. It's kind of a nothing burger to them. But to people that really care about politics and they really care about who the president is and what he's talking about, they are really tuned into it. I think the main thing the mainstream media wants to take from this is this whole thing about defunding the police. Okay. And, Joe is not saying that he does not want to defund the police. He does. Absolutely. Even in the video and the audio, he was saying, look, we want to actually change, quote unquote, change policing. And we're going to do that. I promise we're going to do that. But the rhetoric is what's killing us. It's the same thing Obama said. It's just the rhetoric as far as defund the police, because it's a thing that we can use as conservatives to attack them, but they want to do it. What he was saying in that clip, if you didn't quite catch it, and I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again right here. He was saying, look, let's not talk about that right now because we got an election going on and that's going to hurt the election. Yeah, we're going to do it, but don't say it right now. Say it after the election, and then we can go back on that train and keep it going, because we're not in jeopardy of losing any kind of seats by using this particular rhetoric. They know that's a losing strategy, but they may be able to have a better chance of going about it later, maybe. And they might not actually do it. They might not have a chance to do it because there's no real incentive for Joe Biden to do anything. Okay, I got to talk about that part because that kind of seems to get lost in the sauce with these stories. They're being reported. This, what I'm about to say, kind of gets lost in the sauce. There's no need for the Democrats to do anything for the black community at all. If the numbers that I've seen, some of the exit poll data, if the data are accurate, then what happened with the election is that Trump gained in every category, every identity block category except for white males. Now, what that means is all this BLM, all this, that's not helping the Democrats gain black folks or Hispanic or anybody. That's not helping them with that particular group. It's actually helping them gain the liberal white male that feels like, oh, they're being diverse, they're being inclusive. So all the Democrats got to do is put forth an illusion of trying to help, an illusion of doing things that are good for the black community. The whole thing with defund the police, a lot of us know that's a losing strategy. And if you're going to try to win a race in Georgia, which they're trying to do right now, if you're going to win a race in Georgia, you got to be able to get a large piece of the black vote. Okay, when it comes to the national election, it's not really a big deal. But the local election in Georgia, oh yeah, because the black vote is going to be a big piece of your electorate. I'm not really sure what the percentage is, what the percentage of black folks in the Democratic Party are in Georgia, but in South Carolina, their neighbor state, I think the black vote is like 2/3 of the entire Democratic vote in the state. So the black vote is important there, but not on a national level. So they can go back to talking about X, Y, and Z after this thing is over with, because there's no need to really cater to the black community. What the Democrats really want to do here, as I close, is replace the black vote with the illegal alien vote. They want to get 30, 40, 100 million, however many people in here and give them amnesty and then give them the right to vote. Because in their mind, they can get 70% of that easy to vote for Democrats. If that happens, it's a wrap. And like I said before in other videos, they could be flushing out California to send California expats all over the country and make some of these more vulnerable states like Arizona, make them permanently blue. Because if you get a large influx of Californians that cannot afford to live in California anymore, they go to Phoenix, Maricopa County in general, that's going to flip that and then flip the state. That's their mind state. They're not going to actually do anything for black folks. They're talking about, oh, promise you this, promise you that. Yeah, I've heard plenty of promises that did not get made. I heard hope and change from Barack Obama. I didn't get too much of that. That's part of the reason why I flipped away from him in 2012. Okay, when I really had that red pill moment right around 2011, 2012, I had the red pill moment and went a different direction. A big piece of that was a failed policy and promises from Barack H. Obama. But as I close, I want to say this. The way that Joe Biden spoke to those grown adult individuals was shameful, ridiculous. And if you think it's okay as a liberal Democrat to get talked to like that, then you get whatever you deserve. If you voted for Joe Biden and you think it's okay, you riding with Biden, you don't care to get, just this really disrespectful treatment, then that's fine. That's on you. I think that what he did and how he spoke was really inappropriate, really ridiculous. But hey, who am I? Just a guy with a brain, maybe? I suppose. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that the way that Joe Biden spoke and what he said was okay? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or was not okay? Not just what he said, but the content of his talk. Okay, was that okay? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I stand. I think that Joe Biden, the Democrats, they don't really care too much about the black community. They don't care too much about American people in general. They're worried about themselves. They're worried about getting money over in China, Ukraine, Moldova, etc. They're trying to get control. They're trying to get power. They're not really worried about you or me or anyone else. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, especially on a national level. These Democrats, the machine, the swamp, they don't really care about anything other than power. And if you let them continue to get that power, it's just going to get worse. And I think this whole thing with the election, people might kind of get dejected and feel like it's over with. But nah, see, the left, they lost big time in 2016. We've not lost yet, in my humble opinion, allegedly. But they lost officially in 2016. They never stopped fighting. They never let it just go away. They kept fighting, and did some other things they shouldn't have been doing. Some things that are kind of questionable. And here we are today having to deal with this. All right. So if they never gave up, we never give up either. But the way that he spoke to those people and what he was saying, I don't really know a liberal Democrat that can honestly defend it with a straight face. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.